What is cracking, guys? It's your boy Bailey, aka DJ Wordsdog. Welcome to the doghouse. Some of you guys have been asking me to do a video on how I got into USC, so here it is right now. Let's go. Getting into USC was crazy for me, like literally a dream come true because it was my dream school. So if I can help other people get in, then I will do that. So let's get into it. Okay, let's just get the boring part over with and go over the stats. At the time I applied, my GPA unweighted was 3.9, weighted was 4.7, and my class rank was 42 out of 737. And I took 4 AP classes and 2 years of an IB Lit class. And I took a dual enrollment math class my junior year that was like half at Palo, half at CSN at the same time. And for the ACT composite score, I got a 32. I didn't take the SAT, so I know, controversial. I know everyone does, but I would 100% recommend to take AP classes, IB classes, dual enrollment if you can, because I'm going into my first semester with 22 credits. So I didn't think that would happen, but it did, so if you are able to do that, you should. But applying to USC, I thought like everybody would be taking 20 AP classes, just kind of the stereotype, but I only took 4 AP classes and 2 IB classes, and 1 dual enrollment, so that was like 7 classes over 4 years. So not crazy. And as you've probably seen by the title of this video, I am not going to USC, so I'll save it till the end of the video to tell you what school I'm going to and why I'm not going to USC. So for clubs and extracurriculars, I was on my school dance team for 2 years, I was in theater for 4 years, and for 2 of those years, I was on our school thespian council as a publicist, so that was like my leadership role. I was also a leader at my local youth group for 2 years. Those were my 2 leadership things. Nothing else was really like leadership, but I was also in my church band for like a year, almost, I think. And I worked starting August 2020 of my senior year until, present was what it said on my resume. My friends and I also started an improv group when our high school improv team got canceled, so there's that. And I think that's pretty much it for my clubs. I know for the research that I did of putting together a college resume and, the whole Common App and everything, they said that a lot of colleges like to see you group your activities to show that you have one big, passion or multiple passions. So instead of just doing a bunch of different things because you're clearly trying to make it look good on your college resume, you do a few grouped things because you're passionate. So I had all my theater and improv stuff grouped together, all of my youth group stuff grouped together, and my dance stuff grouped together. And of course, community service. You don't have to go crazy with that. I wasn't like one of those kids who started a charity at age 12 or anything like that. Some people are just, man, they really do that. But I did do some community service stuff. And colleges definitely like to see leadership, and they like to see someone who's well-rounded. So maybe a little bit of everything, like a little bit of arts, a little bit of sports, a little bit of, tech stuff. So obviously group your stuff together, but if you can do 1 or 2 from different interests, or, show that you're a well-rounded person, but you also have a passion. I feel like that was kind of, didn't really make sense. I think you know what I mean. And on the Common App, they also ask for your awards. I didn't have a ton of awards. I got Student of the Month twice, 3 times maybe, Student of the Quarter once, and I got an award for theater, which was just for doing all 3 shows in 1 year, and I got a letter in dance. I think that's pretty much it. So, I wasn't nationally recognized for anything. I wasn't recognized by my state for anything, really. Just little school awards, so, still counts. And as far as standardized testing goes, ACT, SAT, I would say get started as early as possible. I took my first ACT, I did a boot camp and then took an ACT the next day, the summer before my junior year. You should take it at least twice, I think, if you're going for a higher score, because then you have one time to get used to it and set as a benchmark, and then another time to get the score you want, and then you can take it more if you want to. I was happy with the score I got my second time, so I was just I'm not doing more of this. And I say that because the second time I took my test was when my school gave it in February of 2020. So if I had waited for that to be my first test and take another ACT after that, it wouldn't have happened because COVID would have messed it up. I don't think that would happen again, but you never know what's gonna happen. But I think what helps the most was that I got an ACT tutor. I took like 2, maybe 3 one-hour sessions with him, and it was awesome. It helped so much on Varsity Tutors, and it didn't even take up that much time because, like I said, there were only 1-hour sessions and you only need to do 2 or 3 of them. It was amazing. Made the whole test-taking process my second time around a whole lot less stressful, and I felt a lot more confident going in, and I think I knew what I was doing more. So, yeah. Okay, so now let's get into the essays. I would say for this also definitely get started early. I started like August, summer before my senior year is when I started on my essays, and you are going to need all the time you can get on those. I started early and I still was running short on time. You just gotta workshop them as much as you can with your friends, family, teachers. If you know anyone who's like in college admissions, I mean, you should go for that. Get as much help as you can. Of course, you'll need 1 essay for the Common App and 2 essays for USC, and you'll probably need a supplemental essay if you're applying to like an arts program or something. Like I applied to the theater BA program, so I had to do 2 supplemental essays for the theater application. So I'll talk a little bit about that later. But for now, Common App and USC. So one big thing is that you don't have to have like one big dramatic life event or like a sob story. Because when I was trying to figure out what I was going to write for my Common App essay, I was like, nothing that big has really happened to me. I don't really have anything that's like changed my life significantly enough to like write an essay about it. But it's just an essay to get to know you and who you are. I literally wrote my Common App essay on my decision to not do dance my junior year of high school to focus on theater. That was what my essay was about. Literally a high school club. But it ended up being a really good essay, an essay I was proud of, and an essay where I felt like you could really get to know me and who I am as a person, even though I didn't like, meet the president or anything like that. And I'm not sure if they're gonna do this for other, future applications, but on my Common App, they had a section where it was optional, but you could write a short, like 1-paragraph essay about how COVID has affected you. And all of the sources I read about that said, if you can write something about that, you should, because it's optional. But colleges want to see you fill that space. So obviously don't write anything about COVID. I mean, I would consider that a pretty big life-changing event for me, but it's worldwide, so not really specific to me. And that's why the Common App put that on the application, because they don't want everybody writing essays about COVID. So I wrote about how COVID affected me. They said if your parents got a pay cut or lost a job or something, you can put that there. You can write about any opportunities to win like awards or join clubs, yada yada yada. If you missed out on anything because of COVID, write it there. Like I'm pretty sure I would have lettered in theater my junior year if it wasn't for COVID. I did letter my senior year, yes. But I would have been able to put it on my college application if COVID hadn't happened. And I was like, kind of want to put that on my application, so I did. And if that is on next year's Common App, I kind of did like bullet points because I was trying to fit a lot of information about how COVID has affected me into one little paragraph. They don't give you a very big word limit on that one, but they said it's okay to not use fluff and to just write very quick, to the point statements. And for the other essays specifically just for USC, one of them was about basically like why choose our school. And for that one, you want to name drop as much as you can, talk about the programs you want to get involved in, name specific classes you want to take, and just basically show off how much you've researched that school and how much you fit like their mission statement and all that good stuff about what a Trojan is. You want to show that you're fit to be a Trojan in that paragraph and just name drop. And the other essay was kind of a social justice essay. So I wrote about the October 1st shooting and how it changed my views on gun control. And I didn't really personally know anyone who was involved with that, thank goodness. But the essay was more about how it changed my view from guns are bad, we need gun control, to guns are bad, we need gun control. And I also talked a little bit about how we can get desensitized to gun violence in today's day and age, especially living in a big city where gun violence happens all the time on small scales. So sometimes it takes something really big to hit close to home and be like, whoa, we really need to do something about this. And I wrote about how that's a social justice issue that I want to address and make a statement on while I'm at USC. Okay, so next I'm going to talk about the Theater BA application because I haven't seen any YouTube videos talking about it, so when I was applying, I would have loved to see a video like this, go through it. So if you're not applying to the theater program, you can just skip forward. So for theater, it requires 2 supplemental essays, a video essay, and something called a Take 3. And when I was applying, I could not find anything to tell me what a Take 3 was until I actually got the application. And a Take 3 is basically 3 pictures and 3 very short captions, like 1 sentence, 1 very short sentence, and they're just supposed to describe who you are. I used a picture of myself doing improv, a picture of myself when I was little, and a painting I made in my Spanish 3 class. Yes, I used a Mike Wazowski meme in my college application, and it was successful. So there you have it. For the video essay, you have a 2-minute limit to just showcase your talents, I think is what they said. And I'll put a link to that in the description or like up here somewhere in the video, so you guys can go watch that if you're interested. And the 2 essays, the prompts are like, what are the problems facing theater today? And the other one is like, why theater, basically? And in the first one, of course, I talked about representation and how theater is not the most affordable pastime. The rest of it was just kind of like how we need to keep up with the times. If you guys have seen the 60 Minutes episode about the West Side Story revival, it's like theater and film combined. It's so cool. You guys need to watch it. I'll link that in the description if I can. And for the other essay, I just wrote about 2 shows that I saw that made me like, whoa, I really want to do theater in college because this is cool. So yeah, that's all I have about the Theater BA application. And now, on to the next part. I'm back. Most of you probably already know what school it is, but college reveal, drum roll please. I'm going to LMU. I'm super excited to be attending Loyola Marymount University in the fall of 2021. I'm filming this on a Thursday, and I'm leaving on Monday for LMU to move in, so woohoo! I'm super excited, and I'm going to be a theater arts major. I'll probably double major or minor in like film or business or something like that, and yeah, I'm super happy with this decision. And of course it would have been really cool to go to USC because it was my dream school, but LMU was like my achievable dream school. Luckily, I got into both, and even though I'm not going to USC, I'm super proud of myself for working hard and getting in despite all odds, and kind of being a Trojan for a little bit. The reason why I'm not going to USC is mostly financial reasons. And it's like, well, why did you make us wait the whole video to say that it was you couldn't afford it? Well, because USC kind of seems to advertise that they give good scholarships, and a lot of people think that they give good scholarships, which they do to some people. They only give merit scholarships to the top like 2% of applicants or something crazy like that. And I mean, obviously it's hard enough to get in to begin with, but I was not in the top 2%, so I didn't get a merit scholarship, even though at like literally every other school I applied to, I got one. Or, well, every other school I got into, I got a merit scholarship, but not at USC because everyone there is amazing academically. And my family is right at the perfect spot in the middle class where we don't really qualify for financial aid, but if I don't get a merit scholarship, I won't be able to afford it. So we didn't get financial aid either. So yeah, we basically couldn't really afford USC because it would have been $80,000 a year. And my family did appeal to try to get more money, and they gave me $3,000. but that's 3,000 out of 80,000. So still not really affordable. And of course it wasn't just financial reasons. There were some other factors like, location and campus safety, some of the scandals, and just like a few other things that you consider with every college. But when we were comparing USC and LMU, which were my top two choices, it was kind of like they're both really similar, but one is way more expensive and the other one is still expensive, but less expensive, and Jesuit education and a lot of really similar rankings, like especially for their film and theater programs, they're both always like top 3. And academically, they're both really good. If I was doing sports or something, maybe that would have made USC a little more favorable, but I'm not really a sporty person. So basically, factors that are important, but maybe wouldn't have been as important if USC and LMU cost the same to attend. So, of course, it was a little bit devastating for the first, few days when I was realizing, oh, I can't go to my dream school after I worked this hard. But I got over it really fast because before I got into USC, I was super hyped for LMU. I was almost like, I don't really care if I don't get in because I'm excited about LMU. So I've kind of returned to that state. And again, I just feel really proud of myself for even getting into USC. That is awesome. I'm not gonna hide it. And it was really exciting getting to tour the campus the day after I got in and just being like, oh my gosh, I'm one of them. But now I'll get to be like that with LMU. And I worked really hard to get into LMU too, and I'm super excited. It's God's plan, everything happens for a reason, and right now I feel like LMU maybe is a better fit for me anyways than USC. Hopefully you guys will be able to use the stuff I said in this video. I mean, not even just for USC, but for other schools too. A lot of it can be applied to anywhere that uses the Common App or even anywhere that doesn't use the Common App. And I wish you guys all the best luck applying to colleges. I hope you guys liked this video, and if you did like it, you should like it. You get what I'm saying? And you should comment and subscribe too. Can't forget that. I'll keep you guys updated at my experiences at LMU, and I will see you guys in the next video. Toodles!